Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my Master Your Marketing Masterclass. And today in my hot seat, I have Jill Christensen from Washington. She is a mompreneur, which I love the word all by itself. It says so much about us strong, badass women. So, Jill, welcome to our show. How are you?
Thank you, Carrie. I am doing fabulous. So excited to be talking with you today. You have such a great audience and a topic that I'm totally passionate about. So this will be a fun conversation.
It's super fun, super fun. Jill and I actually go way back, I think to 2013 is when we first met. She just kindly reminded me, which was so sweet. There's so many beautiful women that do what we do, and it's like a big family. It really, really is. It's always fun to reunite and work together. So today we really want to talk about online courses. We're going to go into creating that and the marketing behind it. But first, I really want us to get to know Jill. She's not just a mompreneur. She's a mompreneur of 4 little ones.
Yes.
And I think that's special because I've just got the one and I'm like, that's it. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, universe. I'm good. Thanks, God.
Well, hey, I'm tapping out here too. I'm like, oh, it's good. I can't do anymore.
That's awesome. So what led you into this? Because most moms of 4 like, nope, I'm mom. I don't get to have my business. We tell ourselves stories like that. So talk about yours.
It was a journey for me for sure, because that's where I started. I had, honestly, I was an entrepreneur from a really young age. I just loved entrepreneurship. I was a little girl on the street corner with the lemonade stand and the car wash, and I was always scheming and looking for some business venture, and I just loved it, and it just lit me up, right? It's just something I loved and was passionate about. But I had a belief system that said, if I want to be a mom, which I knew I did, and have a family, then business wasn't the world for me. And so when I went to college, I really struggled with that. I changed my major like 10 times trying to find a fit when I really just wanted to study business. And ultimately I did that. I graduated from business school, but I still had this idea that, look, I'm not ever going to be able to use those skills. I'm just going to be a mom, and that's all I'm going to be able to do. And I don't know. I reached a point, I had 2 little ones at the time, and just realized that, look, I need something more in my life. I need something that brings me happiness and fulfillment. And I need to do this for me, but I also need to do it for my family. And so I jumped in really not knowing if I could be successful. Online marketing was just sort of becoming the thing at the time. There wasn't a lot of information out there about how to do it. You just kind of were watching other people and like, whoa, what's happening here? This is cool. And I knew that there was something about that. I was always been sort of techie and sort of a geek that way too. And so I just started jumping in and learning what I could. I started with the network marketing company and I just dove in and went to work, and I kept my head down, and I've worked really hard for the last, it's been about 6 years, I guess, for me, and have been able to learn some amazing things. And I feel like it's just an exciting time to be a mom entrepreneur.
I love that. I love that. Now, there's one other thing that you do that most moms don't do. You said you homeschool earlier when we were talking. So again, guys, anybody that has an excuse on this that's watching, most of us are like, yay, I get to work, go to school, life is good, house is quiet. So what is an average day? How do you do it? I mean, seriously, I'm baffled.
Yeah, no, and it probably sounds totally crazy to a lot of people. They're like, what is she doing? She's running a business. She's homeschooling her kids. And my husband's super busy. He's a farmer. And so we're a busy family. But honestly, it's like I homeschool the kids intentionally because it's the lifestyle we're trying to create, right? Like, it's not about controlling their education or anything like that. It's just about a lifestyle, and we love it with our family. And so we're really intentional. But what does a typical day look like? I have a nanny, thankfully. It wasn't always that way, but in the program that I use for homeschooling the kids is a video program, and it's great because it's, a really good program. I know that they're getting the best education that they can get, and it's all instructed on video. So it doesn't require a whole lot of hands-on from me, just more overseeing it. And then my nanny helps as well. With that. So it works really good for us, but they're upstairs working and I'm working, and it's just a great balance, and we get to spend a lot more time together this way.
I love it. I love it. The school schedule does kind of interrupt family time occasionally.
Yeah.
Where you're
lots of running.
Yeah. There's a lot of this is that. You can only go on vacation during these times of the school year, all of that other stuff going on. My family's 2,000 miles away. What if I want to just pick up, because I got the laptop lifestyle? Why wouldn't I want to just get up and go, and she is kind of my anchor. So mine's 13. She's been begging since she was probably 8 to be homeschooled.
Oh, you're kidding. Well, it's just it's a really natural way of learning. I think kids love it. Mine really enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, what about this? And I'm not going to go too far off on this, but what about the social aspect more than anything? Do they still get to have peers and so on?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So, I worried about that some too. And I always thought, because you've got, there's a lot of concern about that. But my kids, they are so not shy. They are so social. I don't know where they get it because I'm an introvert. I've kind of learned to be an extrovert and to be social. But they are just like fearless. They just are. They make friends with anybody. They have conversations with adults, like they can talk to adults, not just kids. So we just give them opportunities to be social, and they still do sports, and they have friends and church groups and things that are, I think, great for kids. So it's,
You've got them plugged in and all the good stuff, the right stuff. I love that. I love that. Well, let's dive right into marketing and business. Let's talk about our favorite topics. You've got some good stuff coming on. What, kind of give an idea of anyone that's not just in business, but also someone that might be looking to go into business too and starting from nothing. We want to inspire both people on this panel, of course. What works for you? What have you found that's really worked for you, especially with your time schedule too, and juggling what you do? Give us some tips on what works in Jill's world.
Yeah. So here's the thing about being a mom entrepreneur, especially because we have so many different demands on our time. Like, you have to be passionate about what it is that you do. Like, it has to pull you out of bed in the morning. When you have a newborn that you were up with all night, you have to be excited to get up in the morning and go to work. Like, you have to love it, right?
Right.
So I think the basis of any business is obviously the value you're going to bring to your prospective customers or clients, right? But it has to start with your passion. And so start with you. Like, what are you passionate about? What do you love? What lights you up? What's your knowledge base? What's the thing you get on your soapbox about? And when you can identify that, and then you can go out and take that to the masses and serve people in that need the solutions that you can provide through, whether it be programs or information products or coaching or whatever it is, like, that is what's going to propel your business forward and keep you moving when it gets hard, because it does get hard.
Yes. Yes. If it's not exciting and fun and feels like a job, then just go get a job. That's my theory anyway. It's got to be. And I think we don't give ourselves permission to do the parts we really do love. There's some kind of a belief, again, work has to be hard. You actually get to get paid for the fun part. What? No way. That's just kind of a whole new concept.
Yeah.
And all of the natural gifts get to come through too, that we all have.
And that's the fulfilling part.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. So what is your soapbox? What does a rant on Jill's social media look like?
It's my soapbox. And so it's funny because Carrie and I talked about the topic we were talking about, but we're just really talking about moms. And something that is just in my heart, and I just love to share it, is this message that women can do more. Like, we are freaking awesome. And I love being a mom. There's nothing I think is more important. Obviously, I did it 4 times and I'm raising 4 kids. But I also know that I have gifts. I have value. I have different facets of me other than just being a mom. Yeah. And because of the world we live in today, this online marketplace, we can take those gifts and those passions and we can serve the world in a much greater capacity if we will give ourselves permission, just permission to play big. Nothing breaks my heart more than to see a woman playing small, someone saying, I'm just a mom, or I'm not good enough because I'm a woman. Like, those things break my heart. Like, just own it. You are amazing.
I love it. Yep. That's your rant, girl.
Yeah,
your whole energy shifted.
Yep.
Yep, that's her talk. You have a signature talk inside of you, girl. Let's make it happen. We were talking about keynote speaking before. We will get her on the stage. Beautiful, beautiful. So we're going to talk about creating courses. Some people aren't sure what that is, or some of them have gone through the process, and it's different when you go through a course. You never really stop and think, how did they create it? How do they come up with the topic? How do they come up with the content? Because you're just being the student. You're not thinking about what it's like to be the teacher. Yeah. So it can be daunting. And I have this with my clients too. We'll work with the marketing. Okay, now what? I've got clients that are ready to work with me. Now what? Where do they go? They just drop off into oblivion, or where do I place them? So help us with this so we don't feel so overwhelmed when we want to build a course.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is most people don't realize, like, you can create a course now. Like, you don't have to wait until you have 10 years experience or some fancy certification or title. Like, Here's one thing a mentor told me early on in my career. It's, you know enough to help somebody.
Yeah.
And I absolutely believe that's true. So whatever your passion is, like, people will pay you to package up the information that you have. And so we're talking information products here, like your knowledge, your skill set, a system for doing things. Like, people will pay you for that information if you package it up and spoon feed it to them.
Yes.
You know, one thing that people struggle with is this idea that, well, I can Google the answer to anything.
Yeah.
Why would anybody pay me for information?
Yes, I hear that all the time.
It's information overload, people. Like, there's way too much information out there. And if I have to wade through it and figure it out myself, like, I'm not going to get the results, right?
Right.
What people are looking for is someone who's gone before them, someone who's found the solution they're looking for. And if you have a solution to people's challenges, they're going to pay you, and they'll pay you well, to teach them what you know,
Yes.
to teach them through your experience and your expertise and the knowledge and skills that you've developed in yourself. And you can create a course around that really quickly. You don't have to wait for 10 years and then move forward.
You don't have to wait till your list is 250,000 people. You don't have to wait till you have 5,000 followers.
Nope.
You can start today.
With 0 following, and you can grow a business if you have a course concept and you create that course and get it out there.
I love that. I love that. I like to use, when I talk to my clients too, and I like them to create at least get the bullet points, get the structure down. They don't have to know every little tiny detail yet, because it's like inviting a friend to a party. You're more excited to invite that person to a party if you're like, oh, we have a DJ and the theme is Hawaiian, everyone's dressing up. Now your energy's up, and it's almost like a magnet for that law of attraction. Now people want to go play. You know, but if you're like, I don't know, it's kind of 6 months long and it might be this, we might do one call. Yeah. If you're vague, they're going to be vague. No one's going to sign up or want to play with you. You know, so that law of attraction, have some place for people to land.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's kind of that, I mean, one thing I think is important is just really being clear on what your offer is, like you said. And just jumping ahead a few steps, but like, when you create your offer, if you can really spend some time like journaling and processing, like, who is your ideal client, and developing a client avatar and really getting inside their head and understanding what is it that keeps them up at night? What causes them pain? What is it that their limiting beliefs are holding them back? And then what's the transformation that you can provide for them? Like, you're going to be in a much stronger position to actually sell your course too. So really getting that clarity from the beginning is important. I
love that. Okay. Journal time is more soul time than head time. So there's a huge difference. Because the head time, sometimes we're sitting in front of our computer at our desk trying to get all the answers. And then when you go and just kind of be and just kind of write what comes to you, that's the more soul space kind of way of doing business. And it's so much more authentic, and it works like magic. I always say prayer is asking for the answer. Meditation is receiving the answer and listening. But most of the time we're too busy asking and then not getting quiet to listen.
We don't listen. And journaling is that listening space, or you're just processing the thoughts and the feelings and the things that are in here.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. Yeah.
And then you're kind of doing a check and balance. But I want to teach this, you know, this is kind of I did accomplish this over here. And yes, I can walk somebody through that fire.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Love it. So how long of a course do you suggest, or do you usually create? What's the time frame that you guys usually
that's a great question. You know, so there's a lot of different, thoughts around that. I suggest 6 to 8 weeks. I think 6 to 8 weeks is a great course creation window. It's long enough to get them a result, depending on what your expertise is, and to help them solve that problem. And to really, like, I think immersion is really important, and to really immerse themselves for 6 to 8 weeks. You don't want it so long that it's drawn out and they're not focused. So I think 6 to 8 weeks is a great time window for it.
People do fizzle out. They lose momentum. They lose excitement. Nothing against anybody that I've had a course with, but even the coach kind of fizzles out after a while.
Oh, it's true. It's true.
It's like, so I 10 months in, you're like,
focus time period's good.
Yeah. Cause I've done 10 months, 6 months, and a year is the length. I've never done anything shorter than that. So to hear the 6 to 8 weeks sounds like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. No. And when you're focused on course creation and information products and making it digital versus like one-on-one interaction with clients, like, it's a total different feel. So, yeah.
So are you not a part of the program at all? Is it all on autopilot, or are you actually giving any mentoring or guide from the side?
Yeah. So you
Okay.
can do it both ways, and I've done it both ways. You can absolutely just create something and sell it on autopilot. There's going to be different price points with you involved versus you not involved.
Yeah.
One thing that people are really looking for is someone to mentor them and to coach them. And so a Facebook group and a community and some group coaching is really valuable when it comes to course creation. And so people are willing to pay more, and you can help them get better results that way. So I always think bringing in some of yourself is good. Even if you have an autopilot course that you can rinse and repeat and sell over and over, it's always good if you can bring yourself in.
Yes. I do like the do the work once, get paid forever kind of mindset.
Yeah. And there's that too. Those are two different options. I think that it's going to serve two different purposes.
Right.
Depending on what you're.
And I'm sure you've seen this too. And it's part of it is a lot of people sign up for programs and don't do them because there's no accountability. There's no one kind of right there. And there's no teacher to raise your hand and ask a question to.
Yeah.
And again, it's on them versus us, because that's kind of why I held back from creating a lot of programs. Was a part of me was like, well, what if they don't get the help they need? You know, my heart just goes, oh, you need to help everybody and save the world.
Right.
So
it's a good place to be.
I know, but it can go stretch yourself a little bit, but it's really more or less offering that, you know, because I've even thought to do, and this is kind of an option as well. If you're doing something like that and it's not in a segregated private group where it's a time frame, there's no start and stop date, you can offer that one-off, because I've done that too. Like, okay, you're at a stopping point. Do you need an extra, you know, hand holding right now? Get on my calendar kind of thing too, where they can go at their own pace. So I like that option to do. There's just so much opportunity out there. You can really create it any way you want to.
You can, absolutely. And really it comes down to what's the transformation you're trying to get for your clients and how do you serve them best? And do they need you? Do they need some access to you? Do they need a group atmosphere? And really what people are looking for is connection, right? We want someone to hold our hand. And I think personal connection is great. It's not necessary, but it's always going to help make a bigger transformation.
I've noticed that too. The Facebook community group makes a huge difference. What's kind of fun, because I've been in both. I've been on the outside, you know, being a part of a community, and I've been the coach multiple times. Yeah. I love to hear them help each other. They'll jump in. You know, I was away at an event one weekend, and I do my best to kind of unplug on, especially Sunday. Sunday's no laptop day. Don't talk to Carrie. Leave her alone. It's family time. But I was away at an event, and someone had a crisis with their website. Another person, they jumped on. They both helped each other out. Everybody was happy. And I kind of like got a report later. That's a nice, again, the community kind of takes, again, the pressure off the coach. They jump in and help each other all the time too. Yeah. Which is so pretty. So beautiful.
Know, and another thing about that community is, you know, oftentimes, especially if you're an entrepreneur, like most of the people around us are not entrepreneurs, right? Most people have a job. And so they don't understand what it takes to be an entrepreneur. It's not easy. It takes, you know, discipline and focus and mental strength to do this. And so when you can jump into a group of other people that believe in you, that believe in themselves, that believe in the same things you do, it really strengthens you. And so that's always huge too, no matter what your course is.
Right. I do agree. I always say run with your own kind.
Yes. You got to have a pack.
I don't have any friends with jobs anymore.
Yeah, it becomes definitely.
Yeah, you start to thin out. They're like, you're weird. We're going over here now. You just start to run with your own circle, and I know you too. Once you've been in the industry for so long, just starts to become you just feel like everybody does what we do. That's what it feels like.
It's so, you know, one of the things I love is just getting to know other moms that are doing the same thing that we're doing and that love it the way I do, because, you know, we get to feed off each other and support each other. It's
absolutely
really cool.
Every interview I've done for this series has given me such a boost. I'm like on a high for the rest of the day, because it is that connecting with your peers. And it just, you don't have to be the teacher. You're just connecting with, you know, your sisters, basically get to link arms and do stuff together. It's kind of fun. Yeah. So beautiful stuff. So you actually suggest, I think it was, you can create a course in 5 days, was it? I can't remember what you said. Okay. I wrote half of it down. Okay. That is impressive to me. So before we go into any offer or anything of that nature yet, but to me, it is a daunting thing. And I'll put product creation or anything creation on the back burner for too long because it feels overwhelming. So how can we chunk this up so it doesn't scare the crap out of us?
Yeah, right. So I think it's knowing your craft first, right? When you know your craft, it's easy to jump in and create a course quickly. And so that's where most people get stuck, is not having the clarity. But once you have that, you can absolutely crank out your course and have it ready to start creating and start selling in 5 days. And in fact, we'll talk about it in a second. We have a 5-day challenge for our audience, right? And really, we lay it out and organize it in a way that they can then take it and build the plane while they're flying it. Right?
Ooh, yes.
So that's one of the things. And I've done this multiple times with the courses I've created. I've had the concept, I've outlined it, and then jumped in and started selling that course and then built it as I went. And the beautiful thing about that is that instead of spending a ton of time pre-recording content and then finding out, okay, wait, that's not what my clients need, because there is some testing, I can tweak it as I go and create the course as we go through it. So recording the content live with your audience is really the key right there.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've used the term to build the track as the train is coming, kind of mindset. Build your wings on the way down.
Yes.
It's true, because the people in your group too will kind of give you even more feedback of what they really do need in the moment too, which you might not have thought of when you were, in creation mode before. So.
Right. And it gets better and better. The more times you repeat the course, you get better and better at the offering until it turns into this beautiful, amazing thing.
Absolutely. I love that. So craft first, which is, kind of something I talk about in this series, is a lot of people have created their craft or mastered their craft, but they forgot to master marketing. So they're this hidden gem that are really good at something, but no one knows about them. So what marketing strategies has worked best for you in your mompreneur status?
Yeah. So it's the creating and the magic is in creating the offer, right? You have to take, what's your message? What is your target market's pain point? And then bring those two together. And when you do that, you knock it out of the park. Okay. When your message matches what their pain point is, and it's knowing your craft well enough and knowing your audience well enough that you can bring those two together, people are going to line up to buy what you have because you have a solution to their problem and you're speaking to them in a way that they are thinking. And that's really what marketing comes down to. Really, it's crafting that offer and creating your messaging in a way that's going to be compelling for people.
I love that. So many people are afraid to talk about the pain points. They think, and I had a client like this too, she's such a positive Pollyanna personality, which shocking, I can relate 100%. leave me in my bubble where everything's pretty and happy.
Let's be positive.
She didn't want to talk about the pain points. She just kept wanting to talk about how exciting it is to work with her or whatever's going on and all the freedom and the fun. And that's, if you don't point out those dark shadows, how can you show the light? You almost have to have you can't have, one without the other, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the pain point's tough sometimes. It almost feels like you're digging or putting salt in their wound.
Yeah, I hear you. But it's like you said, what compels people to take action? There's so much psychology in selling and in marketing. Like, what compels people to take action? If they're in their comfort zone, they're not going to get out of their comfort zone until the pain of being without is strong enough to move them to take action. And so what your job is to inspire them. I know it sounds bad, but you're inspiring them by helping them really feel the pain. People buy on emotion, right? They need to feel that the pain of not taking action, of not jumping in and doing what you want them to do or what you're offering them, right?
Right.
And so when you can push on those pain buttons enough, it motivates people to move forward.
Right. And I can relate because I was running my corporate business back in 2013. Like we discussed before, I was still working in corporate, working for a business coaching company, but I did the whole, let's get an exit strategy in place so I can get the heck out of Dodge. Because I really just, all I ever wanted to do was still be a stay-at-home mom in my mind. I still wanted to be the first face she saw when she came home from school. I wanted that flexibility because I was a newly single mom. I just wanted to get back to, because I was home with her for 4 years before that. Yeah. So again, we get to have the career and still feel like a bomb mom, like amazing mom. I'm hands-on, I'm with her, and she gets to learn from me, but I still get to have my career and travel and do all the fun stuff. So the key thing, I created a course a couple of years ago called Employee to Entrepreneur. And of course the images were like people trying to climb out of the cubicle, like the graphics that I would use were like, get me heck out of here. People that feel chained to their desk. Anything anti-freedom was my graphics. And I know it was painful in the time, and I could relate to it. It was so fresh. I'm like, that's how I felt every day, chained to a desk, being babysat in an adult version of a playpen. So,
so true.
I'm like, how do I stir people? And it works. It really did work, even though you could talk about the freedom of being an entrepreneur, being self-employed all day, but you have to also show, look, this is the box you're trying to get out of,
Yes.
You have to show that. You have to. And I think it's very powerful. And you're right. Some people need to be poked and some people need, to be led by that carrot on a stick or whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So it's good stuff. Good stuff. So creating a course in 5 days sounds like fun. I think it's possible.
It is. Absolutely.
Share with us how we can jump on board with that. So go into your offer, please.
So my business partner and I, Diane, we have created a 5-day challenge for those who have a course concept, who have expertise and skill and knowledge that they want to bring to the marketplace, but they're just not sure how to do it. They're intimidated by it, right? They're scared. They're like, I don't know what to put in the course. I don't know how to deliver this course. How do I get it out there? So we've created a 5-day challenge for them. It's a Facebook group. And I want to invite all of our audience here, if you have a course concept that you want to jump in and develop, to join us for a free 5-day challenge. And you can do that by going to standoutandsell.com/5-day challenge.
I love that. Standoutandsell.com.
Yes. Right. And what it is, this challenge is we call it a hackathon. You're just going to do this for 5 days. You're going to immerse yourself. You're going to come through and you're going to have a product that's ready to deliver to your audience in 5 days.
It's beautiful. That is such a great challenge. It's a challenge, which is fun. It's a community, which is even more fun. But it's getting you to do that one thing you're supposed to do anyway.
We're going to hold your hand and we're going to motivate you.
If you're like me, it's like, it's on the list. It's still on the list.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And are you really, for the people that are in the course, in the challenge, are you recommending the 6 to 8 weeks? I'm going right into the nuts and bolts. Forgive me, but
no, you're right.
I'm so curious.
We're share all the little secrets. Absolutely, yeah. I that's the time frame I could recommend. Obviously, if you have a different niche or different topic that's going to require more time, then that's you have to be flexible with your concepts. But 6 to 8 weeks is absolutely the time frame I would suggest for most people.
Yeah, I get lots of requests for that. And in my opinion, I would do maybe one live call. Do you do live calls at all with those courses?
Yeah. And so during that 6 to 8 weeks, you can choose to just say, we're going to do 3 live calls, or you can say we do one every week. It's kind of up to you.
Yeah.
I personally like doing one Q&A call or a live call every week, in addition to the course content that you're releasing over those weeks. And then a Facebook community. That trio seems to be really effective.
Yes. I agree 100% because people do watch the content and then they've got a list of questions. If you can just jump on and help steer them in the right direction, it makes it so much faster. Everybody likes results, and especially us as coaches and mentors, we like to see people win. That's what gets us off. That's what gets us all excited.
Absolutely.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Any final thoughts you want to give our audience before we let you go, Jill, back to your 4 kiddos?
Yeah, no, just like I said before, enough to help somebody. Jump in, do the work, take what your expertise is, what your passion is. Maybe you still have skills to develop. That's okay. You know enough to help somebody now. Jump in, create a course, and start helping people, and it's going to hone your craft. You're going to get better at it, and you'll be able to create more courses and more effective courses and bring in more clients, higher paying clients, and just start. That's just where to go today.
You're right. Starting's the hardest part, but once you get going, it's just follow the flow. Life is good.
Absolutely.
I love it. And it's true. We get intimidated. We think we're not enough, but the best advice I ever had was you only need to be one step ahead of the person you're teaching, training, mentor, guiding, whatever. Just one step ahead. You can help anybody. So
people are looking for the next step. You can share that next step.
Exactly. It's good stuff. Very inspiring, Jill. I just might do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to create a program. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I know you could do it. Awesome.
Good stuff. And I hope everyone on this call also finds her challenge and joins, because everyone's got that craft inside of them, and Jill will help you guys discover that. So
and again, that's standoutandsell.com/5-day challenge.
Perfect. Perfect. Thanks so much, Jill. Thanks for your time. God bless everyone, and take care.
Have a great day.